Well, hey everybody, this is Matt again for bringing you another manga review, and this one is Parasyte by uh, Hitoshi Iwaki, and this particular series won a Kodansha Manga Award in the 90s, and I really like it because it's sort of a sci-fi sort of tale about this kid who gets this parasite alien trapped in his arm, and then the arm becomes the alien, and he has to now, it's now him and his little parasite companion Miji, who now have to try and live life in a world that's shrouded in conspiracy and such, with all these parasites running around. Basically, these parasites come down from nowhere, and they'll get inside a person's head by like any sort of orifice, and then they can look like anybody because they can mold their head. They're basically a living muscle. They can form them into tendrils and sort of blades and anything, and they feed on other humans. Whatever the parasite controls, it has to feed on that species, and so with humans, they feed on more humans. So it becomes sort of this conspiracy of serial killings, and nobody knows what's really going on because only the main character Shinji really knows that it's the parasites doing it, and Shinji is really the only person that can stop the parasites, because all parasites have the ability to sense each other, and so that means that Shinji is able to sense other parasites. Well, not Shinji, the little parasite in his arm, Miji, can sense them. And so through a lot of trial and errors and a lot of grief and loss, he eventually goes around to try and stop the parasites with him and Miji. And there's also a lot of going back and forth between Shinji and Miji, because Miji's like this sort of immoral, uncaring sort of creature that's only drive is to keep Shinji alive, because if Shinji dies, he dies. So it's sort of compassion, and it's sort of self-preservation, and that's kind of interesting. And then there's also some minor characters. There's a detective that wants to find out, but stuff happens, and then there's this girl with psychic powers, and she can sense the parasites too, and then there's also like something happens to Shinji, and he starts acting like the parasites too. Don't want to spoil anything, but it's all very interesting. There's been 2 printings. This is the Del Rey one, which is $13 each, and this is about the only one that you can find. There is another version of it that was released by Tokyo Pop. It's ceased to print, and it's only 12 volumes. This one's only going to be 8, the other one is 12, but the thing about the other one is that this one goes from right to left. This one goes from right to left, or left to right. This one goes left to right, the other one goes right to left. So in this one he's called Miji, which is Japanese for right. In the other one he's called Lefty because when they reverse the pages, it's now on his left hand. So definitely, if you like Invasion of the Body Snatchers and Battlestar Galactica, the new series where there's sort of that drama of who's an alien, who's not an alien sort of thing, then you'd like this. Also, if you like gore and sort of that bizarre sort of mute monster thing, if you like John Carpenter's The Thing and you like the way those monsters looked, you'll also like this for that. So it's more than just an invasion sort of story. It's also sort sort of a little peek into the human psyche, and that sounds really deep, but it really does sort of go there, and it's neat to look at. So I'll talk with y'all again, and I hope you at least check it out. If you can find it, usually at your Borders, probably not at Books A Million, but who knows. So see ya, bye bye.